Hello, my name is Réka HARSÁNYI. I have a degree in media design and a DLA in biofeedback art. First, I created physical interaction-based installation in the field of human-computer interaction. What you can see in this picture is let's call it an interface, what could be more than just a screen. In this case, this is a male torso as an interface what controls the elements of the projection mapping to a female torso. Later, I started experimenting with biosensors. In my research, I'm examining the relationship between brain and body from an artistic and neuropsychological point of view. Biofeedback is a technique that involves using electronic monitoring instruments to provide individuals with valuable information about their psychological processes, such as heart rate, muscle tension, skin temperature, and more. Here in the picture, you can see some examples. Different biofeedback art techniques vary in their choice of psychological signals, artistic modalities, and technological approaches. Some common techniques include EEG, it's electroencephalography, brainwave monitoring, electrocardiography, ECG, heart rate monitoring, and galvanic skin response, GSR, as we know it for skin conductance monitoring. Each technique offers unique possibilities for artists' expression, with EEG allowing for the exploration of the brain activity patterns, ECG for the translation of heart rate into sound or visual reads, and GSR for the visualization of emotional arousal. By comparing and concentrating these techniques, artists can choose the most appropriate method to suit their artistic vision and therapeutic goals. This was my first project called Alpha. Low-tech sensors became available for the public. As you can see, this is a toy what was hacked with Arduino board. The project called Alpha because the user must be in alpha state to achieve the final video result. The intensity of the brain waves in the given zones controls the layered and cross-faded alpha channels of the video loops, what I will show you. This means that the higher the intensity of the brainwave, the more visible the corresponding video becomes. The visitor who activates the system needs to be in relaxed state with closed eyes, therefore she or he cannot see the result, only the visitors standing in front of the screen can see it. It has the second version during COVID, and when the pandemic was and we wasn't able to traveling, I got this invitation for an online exhibition, and I decided to create the second version. And I used the same technique with the video loops, but there was some elements with the tweets. I measured the frequencies of the activity of the user, which represents the activity status on a scale from meditation to attention, and I was the performer. So when my attention becomes higher than 50%, one tweet became visible and readable from the continuously flowing tweets. Yeah, the sound is not important, it's atmospheric something. And on the below the picture you can see my brain waves from delta, theta, low alpha, gamma, high gamma, and the meditation and attentions in percentages. And this attention also controls the alpha channel of the video loop, as you can see here. And this is a long video. Then I started experiment with pulse sensor and ECG. Our first biofeedback performance was the so-called Ego World in this building in 2015. We used ECG, which measures the pulse of the dancer, and first I experimented with EMG sensors, what measures the muscle tension, but later we decided not to use it. The data, all the data are visualized in real time while the performer dances, and generated graphics are mixed with pre-recorded videos as a VJ act. The projected video is created by both the dancer and the VJ. The heartbeats affect the graphical elements of the projection, and this was the software I used, and the hardware, as you can see, is a pulse sensor on the right side. And I will show you some of this video. The choreography contains elements where the movements of the dancer are connected with the generated graphics and are recognizable easily to the audience. But also there are some static postures that look like a relaxed state, and for example, at the same time, the heartbeat is on a very high level. So the audience can see the opposite on the screen, what she or he can see on the choreography. These strange situations interest me in this artwork. I wanted to make perceivable the inside processes of the human body. Birth was my DLA artwork. It is a more minimalistic artwork. In the dark room, dancer was visible only the flashing lights, which were controlled by her heartbeats during the whole event. It is about an unseen story. This artwork converges with experiment using technology to creatively reinterpret the imperceptible of the unseen life inside a human body through biological processes. So we called it bird because we thought it's a light uterus around the dancer. So it's behaving like an organism in harmony with the inhabitants until its creatures leaves it. That was the concept of this artwork. However, as she becomes more familiar with her environment and herself, she increasingly desires for new stimuli. While she provokes those stimuli, she recognizes the sound of her organs and the limitation of her body and surroundings, from which she wanted to break out so that later she may begin the process again on the other side. This was our last performances. The work in progress presentation was at Trafo in 2017. We had this name Connected Bodies team, and our goal was to retrieve invisible signals from the human body. And the question was, is it possible the opposite way? What effects sounds, colors, and picture can influence a person's feelings and thoughts? What if the person functions as interface between the outer and the inner world? Connected feelings is about the mental state of the human brain during different activities. The dancer wears brainwave sensor and her feelings are projected onto a database, visible to the audience during the whole show. Here are some pictures from the main stages. it was a 50-minute choreography. And the dancer, as an interface, is controlled. If you touch the dancer, the sounds became hearable. The story contains short scenes that flows insensibly into one another, breaking walnuts, for example, nonsense verses, animal piano piece, childhood memories, eating walnut, and chaos scene. Presence and consciousness. Each scene has its own sound design. Some parameters of the pre-designed composition are controlled by the changing brainwaves, excluding the chaos in which both the dancer and the composer improvises. All video is visible online, and you can check it on my website as well. And as last word, biofeedback art can raise awareness about the relationship between psychological states and emotions, promoting mindfulness and self-reflections. Biofeedback art holds immense potential for future applications and impact in the art world beyond. As technology advances and our understanding of the mind-body connection deepens, biofeedback art could become a transformative medium for artistic expressions, therapeutic interventions, and social engagement. And yes, I was a little bit shorter, but thank you for listening.